Oh, there! Look at him! Look at him!
Gentlemen, it sounds pretty intense. I walked in on an intense conversation.
You sure did, but like, look.
First of all,
yesterday,
like that.
Yesterday, the
flex
professor
on t-shirt, son.
This is your best background. Normally, you're in some weird like apartment that looks like it's a great place to be, but like this, like you're in a nice. You're walking. You got a mall going on here. The sun's out, Arizona. I mean, I think it's the perfect time for the professor to shine. Are we ready for a Briggs Grades on the fly here? Can we pull this off?
Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll.
Yes, the professor is back. I would put no B+. There's no way. That is the lowest grade I've given this year.
All right, fellas, listen, let's get right to it, okay? Offense is going to be an F. It's going to be an F. You know, the crazy thing about it is, you know, last week offense put up a bunch of yards and we weren't even nowhere near close to our opponent's score. This week we put up a lot less yardage production, and we're within a field goal of the game. You know what I mean? So we try to say figures lie and liars figure, because in these games there's yardage that really matters, you know, in these games. And the one thing that has continued to happen is we shoot ourselves in the foot. We take away our opportunities. There are opportunities on third down. There were opportunities that I believe on to score touchdowns. I thought that Caleb had an opportunity to hit DeAndre Swift on a wheel route, and I thought he missed that one. But again, it's a learning experience, and we can only get better. But
that's right. We got one game to learn, one more final test. Don't fail another one. Thank you, Professor, for that optimism. All right, next up.
Okay, this one is the one that I'm most excited about. Defense. I had to give him a solid B. I have B+. Hey, listen, it's been a while. It's been a long while, and I don't care who we're playing against. I was just nice to see the defense play the way that they were able to play. We haven't seen it. We used to be spoiled by it, you know, and holding your opponent to 6 points, you know, for the Bears, that is quite a feat. They were really good on third down. They held Seattle under 200 yards passing, didn't get rushing. Now I think they got about 122, 126 yards rushing, which, okay, I get it, you know, but all in all, we took the ball away. We had 3 sacks. So it was a very positive day for the Bears defense. And it was nice to see them kind of get back to the way they played before. We've seen before.
Yeah, no argument there. Anytime you give up 6 points, you're supposed to win that game, right? And I was in the locker room in the post game, and I'm like, y'all, 6 points? And I won't say who was responding, but it was like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do about that? You know what I mean? Like, so I agree with you on the defense. That Seattle Seahawks team, they've got weapons. They held Metcalf in check. They held Smith and Jigba in check. Charbonnet's a pretty good back. He got out a couple of times, but for the most part, they held him in check. And more importantly, they kept him off the scoring board. So two field goals, one was from 50. So definitely no argument with the B+ there, Briggs.
Appreciate you, Herb. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Carm, you good with that?
He's got to be good with it. He's got to be good with it. He can't argue. He can't argue. We dropped him off because he thought about arguing. What about special teams?
Good. Let's go special teams. All right, special teams. Let's keep it positive, guys. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it in that C+ area. All right. You know, we can talk about Tory Taylor every week. That 4th round pick, that value pick that we got. And, right. You know, I thought special teams was. I don't think they hurt. I didn't think they hurt the Bears. There were some positive notes, things to take away from there. And for us, I think 2 out of 4 is pretty doggone good. And the effects of special teams and the defense, what it does is it affects the coaching grade, because the coaching grade, while the coaching grade, yes, it could easily have been an F. You cannot have an F at coaching if you have 2 units that are passing. So you
Good
have a
point.
special teams grade, that's a C+. You have a defensive unit, that is a B+. So they saved the coaching grade. Coaching gets a D.
Okay. D for the coaching.
D for the coach. I think that's fair, Herb. I think that's fair. You know,
I'm with you because I mean, listen, they got to wear the offense for the full game. You talk about 3
Yes.
points, so the coaches got to wear that for the full game. But also, if we just took the last drive, we could be like
the last drive
F-.
alone.
If we could just take the last drive, we might F-. But you're right. They also coach the defense and they also coach the kicking game. So I'm with you. I'm with you for the D because I pause. But a grade of a D for the coaches is legit. Every time you come on, you catch me in one. Like I don't.
Listen, you're always one phrase away. All right, you're always one phrase away. Just keep your finger on that pause button and ready to hit
it. Hey, Lance. The coaching part of the time management. 1:15 left. Pass across his body. Rome makes a sweet catch. It takes 38 seconds to get up there. Caleb's hurt. No one sees he's hurt. Caleb doesn't call timeout. Thomas Brown doesn't call timeout. No one calls timeout. And the whole drive, I had to listen to Greg Bragg scream in the CHGO living room, "Get on the ball!" because they just didn't, and he was right. Can you? That level of, I don't know, incompetence. Where does that? How does that happen? These guys that play football their whole lives. Can you explain this as a former player?
Look. I will say this. Mistakes are going to happen in this game. They are. We see it on a weekly basis. We talk about it on a daily basis. So it's common. It's just common lore for us. In Chicago, as a Chicago Bear fan and the faithful. However, mistakes happen. Like nobody's going to be perfect, and even some of the calls that you make aren't going to necessarily go your way. Just most of the time when you make those calls, everybody at least understands why you made those calls. Thomas Brown is young. He's young and he's not perfect. What I do like, I may not have liked him taking that timeout when he took that timeout, but what I do like is him saying, I wanted a better play. There was a play that was better, and probably what happened was he was thinking fast and said, hey, listen, let's go with this play. And when they were going to run out of time and they called that timeout, I want to put us in a better play. There's a better play that I can have for us. And that's not making excuses for it because you're right about the incompetence, but hey, again, it happens.
And I'm not trying to make it out like the game's easy and that they're not getting paid on the other side and all these things, but I am trying to underline just the basic stuff. Pass is complete, run up the line, clock's running, keep it moving. I mean, these are things you work on from Pee Wee football on. I mean, this is not. That's not rocket science. Also,
Carmen,
go ahead.
Carmen, in real time, though, in real time, there's a lot of people that will say, well, dang, Lance, why didn't you make that tackle? Or they get mad when a guy, they're like, hey, you should have had that guy. But in real time, with football pads on, with these grown men that are playing at the highest level, not many people can do it. Not many people can actually do it. And it's a lot harder than people seem to think. You can get on and play a video game and you can say, oh man, I can do all these different things. You have Prime TV that tell you where all the blitzes are coming now. So Caleb should see what we see. There's a difference though. There's a difference, Carmen. That's all I'm saying.
We all silly like the mayor.